when you start telling stories about your childhood, and then you realize who else among your coworkers had violent childhoods? Because you're telling the story that you think is fun. You're like, no, I was punching him in his face, and or then he was punching me in my face, and then you look around and half your coworkers' jaws are dropped open. And you find out real quickly who grew up with it and who didn't. And I found out that Alex, you know Alex that told the story tonight, that worked at the bank? He's never been in a fist fight. And Aaron, my co-producer, has never been in a fist fight. I think that we should make them fight each other.
Yeah!
There we go, I got one.
I'm getting the guy from the Corvette on my team.
Okay.
Or you're going to get your friend.
There's no teams. That's not how it works. All right. The next person to fight tonight at this storytelling fight club, we fight with words, man. All right. Drum roll, please. Welcome to the stage, Chris Wooten. Chris Wooten, all right.
I thought we were fighting. Okay. I want these people to leave happy tonight. So, tests in life can come at you when you're really not expecting it. Several years ago, I was a substitute teacher, and I taught at one of the schools that I taught at was a high-risk continuation style school. So these were students that oftentimes had been expelled from their last school, really struggling for a lot of them. And for a lot of these students, it was their last opportunity to get a decent high school education. So the stakes were high. And they were also small group instruction, so we would have 5 to 6 students at a time usually at a table. So I sit at a desk and there's 5 or 6 kids. They walk up when it's their time, they take a test, they do their work, they go home. It's a lot of support type of job. So one day, I've got about 5 students at my table, and a young man walks up. Looks like he's about 16 years old. And he approaches a female student at the table. And I don't know what he's saying, but instantly I can tell this is not a friendly confrontation happening here. He's saying something to her, and he's looking threatening. I don't like the way he's looking. So I walk up to him, and I just tell him, you need to leave right now. Without looking at me, he's looking at the young lady in front of him, and I'm over here, and he mouths, fuck away from me. It's tense. Now the way this school is set up, all the teachers and students are in one big building together. And as I'm looking at this student, this young man, trying to make sense of what's happening, he simultaneously sees something over here. And moments like this are interesting because you kind of lose track of time. Everything kind of just stops. And before I know it, he's over there, about 30 feet at the wall on the other side, and he's attacking a student at that table. Now, I don't remember running from here to there. The next conscious thought I have is I'm pulling this kid down with all my strength and tackling him down to the ground. And it felt like forever, and it also felt like an instant at the same time. Eventually, some of the other teachers came over and assisted me, helping to secure this kid, but I brought him down and held him down. And at this point, all hell is broken loose. So people are, there's high school kids all around you, so everybody's looking, people are talking, and it becomes just kind of a zoo. I hear the police being called. I hear conversations happening, and I'm still sitting with this kid. I'm with him. I'm restraining him, essentially. And we start talking. And I'm listening to cross conversations. I'm talking to him a little bit. And I piece together that this young man is the father of the baby that the female student is pregnant with. And the student that he attacked is now seeing that student. So this is the scenario that I have very unwittingly just walked into in front of me. And I'm just kind of sitting here just observing all this, and I'm still restraining this kid. He's being detained right now because he is still essentially a threat because of his actions. And I'm just basically holding down the fort right now. But I kind of start talking to him a little bit too. And I did something that, at the time, I didn't know why I was doing this. I pulled out a necklace that I used to wear, and I showed him. It had the footprints of my daughter, who we had lost at 38 weeks the year prior. And I told him about her. I didn't know why I was doing that. Up until that point, I actually hadn't really told anybody outside of my circle of people that naturally knew about it. I hadn't told a stranger about this loss. And also, I told him something else that I hadn't told anybody, which was that the day before, my wife and I found out we were having a son in 3 months. I also had never told anybody that. Usually a follow-up pregnancy to a loss is very scary. And it's sometimes you're a little weary of sharing it. But here I am in front of a fucking huge building of students, high schoolers and teachers, and I just told this kid about my loss and about my son that I just found out I'm about to have. And some of the teachers are like, wow, that's great, because they knew about what had happened. Wow, that's amazing, congratulations. I'm like, thank you. It's not quite the way I expected to reveal this, but here we are. And as I'm saying this to him, I'm telling him about this experience, and I'm like, yeah, why am I doing this? He doesn't want to hear this. But I recognized that what I saw in him was hostility and anger. But then it was angst, and it was fear, and it was hurt, and it was grief. And in a weird way, it was like we were on parallel tracks of fatherhood. Not the exact same story, but it was kind of like it was parallel. And I felt his body like kind of relax a little bit. And it was like I went from securing him to holding him. And it just kind of shifted his perspective. And I said to him, I don't know what the future is for you or me. We can never know. But that child is going to need you. And it's going to be very hard sometimes as a father. That baby is going to need you to be there to hold them. And the hard part for you is you have to hold on to something even when you're not sure there's something to hold on to. That was the end of that interaction with us. Eventually, the police came, and something happened from there. But I just want to say Happy Father's Day. Thank you.
Continuation high school teachers are the most incredible people I've ever met. I'm still friends with several of the people from Success High in Roseville, life changers, the teachers that choose to go work with Well, you know, kids like me. And it sounds like you were up to the challenge. That was a beautiful story. Thank you for sharing. Give it up again for Chris. We've got one.